craftsmanship. I think that's the focus of this place for me. Everything's set, clean, away, and we just start therapy, which is like tortillas, because you can't focus on anything else. You just go at pace, and it's all tactical, and it's all feel and vibe. This is my challenge to master a craft, learn a craft, but most importantly, like attack the craft every day with respect and determination and motivation. So to come in every day and, know, okay, yes, I have to do regular restaurant prep and some cuts and some cooking and some butchery and set up a line, but also at some point I have to stop and I have to make the dough and I have to portion out the masa and I have to press each tortilla by hand and put each tortilla on the plancha and, I like to baby it and get them each to puff and work the hot towel and, close the corners and steam them, rest them, pile them up by nice, neat towels and have, okay, I could look at 150, 200 tortillas and say 98% of those are exactly how I want them to be. And that's the challenge. That's the craft, the consistency to master something, and feel that wherever I go forward now, I will always have Mexican cuisine in my tool bag. I can always pop up anywhere and bang out tacos at a high level. That's a cool thing to have. I'm the owner-operator of Angelino, a new taco stand in Shuk HaCarmel.
All right, so it's running 2 days. So, tomorrow.
Shuk HaCarmel is the oldest open-air market in Tel Aviv. It's about 4 blocks of a main drag riddled with different stands, starting with retail, souvenirs, clothing, shoes, going down to jewelry, lots of homemade and fun treats. You've got the Dr. Potatoes and the labia and ganafe and people doing empanadas and pizza and tacos, and you really find anything you want in the shuk. I made my aliyah from Los Angeles. Los Angeles is almost a Mexican city. And that was the first time I was really deeply exposed to Mexican culture and Mexican cuisine, both of which I really grew to admire. So coming to Israel is coming home in 2 ways. It's coming home as a Jew to the land and coming back to closeness with my family that had been missing for 5 years. For every hour I'm open, it needs about 2 hours of prep. There is a log jam because it's not a full kitchen and I don't have a dishwasher and a million pots and pans. So I've got to be strategic and say, okay, I've got to use this pot right now. Am I going to need this pot later? Do I need this pot, You've got to accept that things will take time and, just fall in love with the process because there's no other choice. A lot of people come and they want to know, is this my place? Am I the chef? And I'm really trying to shy away from the word chef for this place because I'm not a chef here. I'm not running a kitchen. I'm not leading a team. I don't have anyone working for me. And then I want to basically take the muscles off of the big chunks of fat and skin. So when I do the carnitas, it's like a reverse confit method. So you'll get all that fat really nicely rendered, skin parts really crispy, and then we'll cook the meat slowly and tenderly. So most of the time people ask, if I'm the chef, I just say I'm the dishwasher. And it's a joke, but, part of the whole challenge of this place for me is, the consistency, doing everything every day. It's not hard to do the fun stuff. it's hard to do the cleaning, and it's hard to want to, keep a standard, especially in this environment that's really, really high. And, I'm on display. When I'm here, I'm on display. And I have a bit of a pride, thing here. So if someone's coming to my shop, I want it to look spotless. I want them to know that they're getting, clean food and everything's been handled safely and stored safely. Relationship between you and the customer is trust, they're eating food, people with dietary issues, health issues, pregnant women, are eating food here. So yeah, if I'm gonna take one thing as seriously as I can, it's basically dishwashing. I need, this is the price point. This is also another, the weird things in the day that feel good. It's all right, switch the garbage bag out from the first set of prep and butcher trimmings and, tongue trimmings and everything you don't want, and it's just out of the way, fresh, clean, put the garbage down. Halfway to service. Even a little sugar to wake up the chilies and give me a better idea of what the actual chili and heat flavor is. Vinegar in there. That's really, really, really close, actually. I was so ready for Purim as a chance to get out of the winter months and have, the Shuk explode again and nice weather and feeling summer's coming and ready to, make the money that's been drying up all winter, and the war hits and it's another, punch in the gut. Because you're just trying to get through. And that first week, Purim, instead of hitting a new high, I'm hitting a new low. And I come to the Shuk and there's absolutely nobody here. So I said, all right, I guess now's not yet the time to open. Being closed a week hurts, there's no way to make that money up. It's not coming back. The government's not sending you a check. I'm carrying 2 rents and nobody's paying those bills but me. I'm new here. There's a lot of immigrants. There's a lot of people from all over the world. There's a lot of tourists. There's a lot of conversation about Israel, obviously, these days. And it's cool to hear other people's point of views, give some of your own, maybe give a little bit of just an objective, hey, we're all still just humans trying to figure out our way through. I go to the coffee shop in the corner and I heard a parent and a daughter asking the barista there if he thought it was a genocide. What a crazy thing to ask, that the barista is supposed to be now the spokesman for the IDF. But that's how it is sometimes. People ask me questions, I'm speaking on behalf of the Shuk. Why? I don't know, but they've asked me and now I have an obligation, or where is the nearest shelter? Where is the nearest this? And if there's a siren, or a warning, you look around, there aren't actual public shelters in the Shuk area. It's the biggest dead zone of the city. Most infrastructure things around the Shuk has become its own sort of black hole. In every way, the infrastructure in the Shuk is lacking. So during the war, you have, a few modern buildings in the area with underground parking. They're not legitimate shelters. They're not really where you should be, but that's where we have to go. So, neighbors obviously are kind enough to leave doors propped open and let us into their basements. Follow me, guys, And you feel like a teacher with the little school children and everyone's got their taco and follows you to the shelter. But some people are very cute about it also. I promise we'll be back and we'll pay. I was like, that's not what we care about right now. I'll get the 25 shekel, relax. But I would sprint back when it's over, because if I beat all my customers back, I would have a chance to get a round of tortillas on the plancha before they got here. But Yeah, other than that, the war brought a lot of wistful people to the Shuk. To me, like, the special part of being here was always the evenings, you know? One, that's sort of the memory I'm trying to recreate of going out, like, you know, to an East LA taco truck, you know, in the night, and it's dark and you've got the city haze in the background and the red light from, hanging outside the taqueria and the blue light inside, like from fluorescence shining off of the stainless steel. Like, I love that. So that's what I wanted here. And I think we've done a pretty good job recreating that. So when you get to this time of day, the sun starts going down, the shop owners close up, the Shuk quiets down, the traffic fades away, and like it feels like, it becomes like my Shuk for a little bit. And there's like a calm, and the calm leads to service, and then every day I get open service and everything's like calm and organized, and it's just like a really nice feeling, I guess it's just a sense of control, but look how nice it is, to watch the sunset over the Kempinski and eat some tacos. Angelino, most people, for some reason, guess it to be my name, which is so funny to me because, I'm Yoni with a Jewish name, and Angelino is like the least Jewish name. But someone from LA is an Angelino. The logo is essentially the city of Los Angeles' tourism logo. It connects Tel Aviv and LA to me with the sunset and the experience with the similar climate and the beach cities. 4-ton chicken. Everyone's good with cheese, right? Beautiful.
So I grew up with Yoni, so I know him very well, and very proud to see what he's done with this taco stand. This man's an artist. He's like, Paco Picasso.
Can I have another ton?
I like the challenges of Israel more than the challenges of America because I feel like they're more meaningful challenges. Professional opportunities have been harder, but not everything matters as much as family. The older you get, the more you understand that. All right, let's see how today ended up. I know we sold like 110 to 120 tortillas tonight. Drinks were okay. All right, I'll take it. Not bad for a Tuesday. Then we do it again.